Hello, hello. What is all this crap? Let's adjust my chair up. There we go. That's looking a bit better. Okay. All right, so we should be looking okay. The bloody internet is horrible here tonight, so we're going to be streaming in a lower resolution than what we normally do. But hey, it is what it is. Well, it's been a while. Yeah, for a lot of people who watch my stuff, probably thinking, "What the hell's happened to Tim? He just hasn't been here. What's going on? Is he still building PCs, etc., etc.?" And yes, I am still doing it. However, due to like everything that's going on in the tech world, I've not been dedicating much time to Tim's PC right now. I'm just sort of just doing repairs and walk-in type stuff, not really as many new systems, just because the demand is kind of dried up, and you know, there's only so many hours in a day for me to like make money, so I need to, you know, manage my time effectively. And if spending all day doing PC stuff isn't paying the bills at the moment, I've got to pivot to doing something else. So it's not that I've stopped doing it, it's just that I'm not spending like thousands of dollars a week in marketing for the business. So yeah, nothing's really changed, other than, you know, the pricing's gotten even worse from how it was a couple of years ago, which was already getting bad with the cost of the graphics cards going up. So anyway, now it is what it is. So tonight we are back here and we're building a productivity weapon of a system powered by a Ryzen 9 9950X 3D. This is an excellent CPU. It's got 16 cores, 32 threads, and look at this, it's got a massive 144 megabyte cache on the CPU. What a fucking beast, to say the least. Got a how much RAM, because this customer's bought his own parts. I think this is a 64 gigabyte kit of RAM. Yep, 2 times 32 gigabytes. Oh, that would have cost a lot. We got a, what is this a 2 terabyte? Yeah, 2 terabyte 990 Pro. We've got another, is this just a cheaper secondary SSD, probably, you know, serving the function of a scratch drive. In the productivity world, when you're dealing with, you know, lots of data and stuff like that, things are being constantly written and erased and stuff off a drive, causes the drives to wear out fast. So a lot of people, when they put together a system for video editing or any kind of productivity type thing where they're dealing with large files, they'll typically install a drive that will be a bit cheaper, and it's designed to sort of wear out faster. Whereas this one here, the Samsung 990, this will be the boot drive. This has the highest like performance and stuff in terms of speeds. So this is for Windows. We don't want to ever have to reinstall this, and we want this drive to basically last the life of the computer. This one here, it's going to get worked hard and it will die, and when it dies, it doesn't matter, we'll just get a new one, as long as that main one doesn't get overworked. We've got an Asus RTX 5080. This is just the Prime, but it's going to be absolutely fine for our purposes. So I'm going to put that down here and out of the way for just a second. We have a MAG X870 Tomahawk Wi-Fi from MSI. It's an absolute awesome motherboard. Like, I just can't fault it, if you know what I mean. Like, we'll have a look at it when we unbox it. We got a nice 1000 watt MSI, what is this, the A1000G power supply. So this will be top quality. This will probably have a 10-year warranty on it, I think. We've got a manufacturer warranty stated on the box somewhere. No? No, I'm pretty sure it will be. The higher end mag power supply, oh, sorry, not mag, MPG, it looks very similar. Yeah, I would say that it would carry the full 10-year warranty that high-end power supplies will have. So next we've got a cooler here. This is a new Corsair cooler that I haven't installed before. It's the Nautilus 360 RS. So quite a nice looking cooler, check that out. And finally, our case. So we've got a Fractal Meshify 3. Quite a nice case, very simple. The only thing we're going to have to do is we're going to actually have to take the fans off the front, and two of them are going to have to go up top. And we've got a 120mm for the back, just a plain black one. So we'll have the RGB fans there on the front. So we'll have a bit of colour there at the front, but everything out back here is going to be all business. No flashy RGB lights, just a little bit on the CPU cooler there, and those front three fans. So yeah, looks good. Let's get stuck right into it. So unfortunately my little wireless mouse, the battery on it's gone all corroded and I don't have any spare ones, so you're gonna have to bear with me just kind of jumping up here for a second. So there's a picture of our motherboard. So rather than me holding it up while I unbox it, you can get a pretty good look at what we're talking about there. There's a nice clear shot of the rear I/O, and I mean, just look at that rear I/O. I mean, I would sort of call that the you know, the sort of the headline there. I mean, just look at those USB ports, man. Holy shit. Oh, yeah, baby. So these two of those USB-Cs are 40 gigabit ports. That's the maximum speed that we currently have for USB-C ports. So excellent. And I mean, that's a total, I mean, count the ports there, that's a total of 12 USB ports. I mean, who needs more than 12 on the back? Still got a standard HDMI port there. That port obviously will just use the onboard graphics on the CPU. It won't utilize the graphics card. So if you want to utilize the graphics card, you won't plug into those display ports on the actual motherboard. The other thing to mention there is it's got 5 gigabit LAN, Wi-Fi 7 there. It's got a SPI-Diff out, or an optical audio out. I always like to see that for the audio. But yeah, around the front here, the sort of main features, I'm just going to walk around the motherboard, starting from up in the top corner. I'm going to go around down there, and I'm going to talk about run you through the main components there. I might not say every single thing, but the key call outs is the two 8-pin CPU power connectors there at the top. So that, not that we're going to be doing much overclocking or anything like that, but that provides all the power that you'd need to do whatever to your CPU. We've got really nice, robust, direct touch heat sinks there on the MOSFET VRM coprocessors that are all this stuff around here. You can see all these capacitors and stuff that are lining it. So around there gets really hot. The more power, the more processing the CPU does, the more toll it does on everything around here. So it's not just the CPU that's at work, it's also the motherboard there. So it's really important to have these heat sinks when you plug in a powerful CPU. So for fan support, this board should have all 8, but let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. You never see more than 8 fan headers on a motherboard. And I'm pretty sure that has to do with the limitation of this 20 plus 4-pin power connector for the motherboard. So, in addition to that, you have a postcode LED indicator, and that can be handy if you've got a problem that's coming up, because that will give you a whole heap of different error codes that are quite specific. It's not the be all and end all of diagnosis, but it's a little thing there that can help sometimes steer you in the right direction. Obviously we've got 4 RAM slots there. It's 4 slots, but it is only 2 channels with consumer desktop systems. But so that's why if you're installing 2 sticks, you'll see that one stick is in this slot and then the other stick is in that slot. And that's they're not right next to each other, because if they're right next to each other, like say these 2 slots, and you left these 2 slots open, you would only get the benefit of single channel RAM despite having 2 sticks. And so each RAM channel can communicate with the CPU independently and at the same time, so there's like an increase in bandwidth by having them in dual channel mode. So that's really important. And around here on the side, so we've got some SATA ports there. It's just the 4, but that's really all you need now. We've got a USB-C connector there. It's horizontally orientated there. I really like that. Dual USB 3 connectors for those cases with a million USB ports on the front. Down the bottom here, what have we got? We've got a couple of RGB headers. We've got 3 ARGB headers, so for 3 different channels of addressable lighting. We've got a speaker output. We've got our clear CMOS header, front panel connectors. We've got 2 USB 2s there. Oh, we've got an auxiliary PCIe power input there on the bottom there, another 8-pin. That 8-pin there gives extra power to the PCIe system here, so all these slots and the M2s and all that. We've got a 12-volt RGB header down there as well if you still need that. Our audio panel is down the bottom. These little gold capacitors there in the corner that you see, they are the audio capacitors. They've got a nice bit of insulation around them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It looks like we've got a quad M2 arrangement, so 1, 2, 3, 4 M2 slots. That's pretty cool. It looks like toolless installation as well, so happy days. All right. Let's go back to normal and let's start putting this thing together. Okay. Well, use a knife. Okay. Now I usually like to start with the CPU. Oh no, oh no, we dropped the CPU. Don't worry, CPUs are pretty rock solid. No moving parts. However, the CPU socket is very delicate. Do not drop something on the CPU socket. Drop your CPU a little bit, don't worry about that. You don't have to have a heart attack about that. It's going to be all right. Okay. Now, if you're building a PC for the first time, there will be a little diagram next to the memory to tell you which slots to use first. And if you follow that, you won't have any problems. Look at that, 64 gigabytes. Man, wish I could afford 64 gigabytes. It's been so bad with RAM prices that for my own system, hang on a second. Oh, fancy. I ended up selling a stick of RAM out of it because I just don't need it, and a customer came along and wanted some RAM because the price is so high. I just sold a stick out of my PC. You know, I'm like, I'm not really using it. I don't really need the 32 in my system, and yeah, it's kind of worked out that way. And I'm sure a lot of people have been doing similar things, right? Alright, so this is our main SSD, so we're going to use this main slot here. And there's actually dual heatsink things here. Hang on. How's this? It's got this weird. I've never seen this before. There we go. That was a bit awkward to get in place then. And that's it. Well, that was very easy. And look at this, we got another one down here for the other SSD. That'll make things easy. It's a slightly different toolless setup down here, so I'd never seen the one that was under there before. It was a little bit awkward to get in, but here is our scratch drive. Very easy, look at that. Okay, so now it's cooler time. Actually, we might actually have a look at this case first. All right. So I'll leave the plastic on that, but the plastic should come off the panels. It's not there to it's not designed to be there permanently. And we just pop off the front here, yep. Nice and easy. Is there anything weird about this? Oh, yep, okay, I see. Alright, so it's got like looks like it's got a bracket here that you unscrew, because we have to change the fan configuration. So I think, yeah, okay, that just pops out. Alright, so around the back here. like those clips, they're nice. Okay, so now that we've removed the fans there from the front, we're now going to have to take these fans off this group and they're 140s though, aren't they? Yeah. Hang on a sec. Confused here. Hang on a second. Let's just double check something. Because I could have sworn this case had 360 up front. Yeah, front radiator 360. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry. Alright, once you take these fans apart, this bracket here that looks like it's just one big bracket, it's actually not. It's actually just two halves. So you just have to take the fans off and put 120s there, and it's compatible. All right. Sorry, I'm just like, it's doing my head in. I'm like, you serious? I'm like, I always double check radiator compatibility. I mean, it's just like, it's like basic stuff. It just look, this bracket, I'm looking at the bracket, I'm like, this looks like a 140mm bracket, or some might call it a 420 bracket because it's 3 times 140. And that's not a 420 joke or something like that. Okay. Okay. So if you are unclear of the specifics here, these fans are going to be our primary exhaust fans. And there'll be an auxiliary support exhaust fan on the back there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the only challenge with this particular case and this setup. Could have also done a 280 radiator up top, but 360 is generally a bit better anyway. So yeah, probably the most tedious part of building a PC is just dealing with all your fans and stuff. There's a lot of bolts. And yes, you could use an electric screwdriver and stuff, but it should be a very big red flag to you that a lot of PC techs, such as myself, we're not really the biggest fans of electric screwdrivers, because make one mistake and it could be a very, very, very expensive mistake, basically. Okay. Alright, that's good. We got nothing else going on up top. Got another Fractal branded fan here, just a 120, so this is going to go on the back. So because these are the exhaust fans, we're actually doing them all on the same chain, because these fans are daisy chainable. So we're actually going to hook all three of these fans in together. Now that's bloody weird. Okay. So these fans, you like screw into rubber, like soft rubber. It's kind of weird. It's not like normal. Okay. Okay, so from here we've got a few loose cables. Okay, so we've got our exhaust fans in position now. Some of this crap out of the way. Alright, so now that we've done that, now we can look at our cooler. So these days a lot of coolers are coming with pre-mounted fans. I'm not sure if they will be, no they're not in this case. Which is actually good because we have a custom configuration. Okay. Alrighty, so before anyone starts freaking out, there is pre-applied thermal compound. Okay, so I didn't forget to put the thermal paste on. I know some people can be a bit freaked out about that sometimes. I've had a couple of people freaking out in the comments before, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, I didn't put any on. Because it already had something on. Alright, which bracket looks AMD? This looks like our general accessories. That looks like an Intel. And that looks like an AMD. That looks very AMD. Alright, so we've got a standard Intel bracket on there, but we want an AMD bracket, and I have that upside down, not that it makes any difference, and no person outside of the PC world would even bloody notice. Okay. So for this cooler we actually don't use the standard AMD mounting brackets. Alrighty, so we'll just put these standoffs in place. It looks like they're way too big, but they will be the right size. Trust the engineering. Trust the science. Okay. So these screws here are quite good. You don't have to over tighten them. Once you feel the resistance start and you can't screw over, they're just tight enough. You don't want to over tension bolts. Bolts are designed with, you know, very specific requirements for tension. If you over tension a bolt, you could damage the bolt, or you could cause the bolt to wear out faster, and yeah, there's a whole heap of stuff with that. The engineers are very, very specific about how they intend you to use certain products. Okay, so this is kind of how it's going to be inside the case. All right. So fans are going to go on this side of the cooler. I recommend you always go and always lay it out like this before you go ahead and start doing stuff. All right, so it's going to go on this face. That face and these fans are going to be drawing in. So this is going to go on the very front of our case. Oh, okay. But cables that side. definitely check and double check that your fans are orientated the correct way. Because if you want really good airflow through your system, you should set your fans up so there's more or less an equal amount of air flowing in than what's flowing out. You know, some people get really worked up about exactly what the right ratio is, and oh, we want it just with just slight positive pressure because it means less dust gets into it. I honestly think it's minutia, if that makes sense. It's just people worrying about a very small amount of difference. Positive pressure or no pressure, eventually you're gonna get fucking dust all through your PC and you're gonna have to clean it. So don't complicate things. Just buy a leaf blower. Just a little battery powered one, and blow out your PC every 6 months or whatever. It's not a big deal, it's not expensive, it's not hard. Okay. Now I really hope that I've done this right. Have to put these brackets on first. These brackets are going to have to get screwed onto the front side here as well. So it should be like this, I'm pretty sure. why you always double check everything you do. Sometimes when it's things like this, it gets a little bit messy, like with this bracket that's 2 pieces. You could put the pieces on around the wrong way and stuff. There's a lot of ways you could fuck this up. And that can be the most frustrating thing for amateurs when they build a PC, is they just, you know, you make so many mistakes. I mean, it's how you learn in a lot of cases. But the problem with building PCs is if you're just a casual builder, you build like one PC every couple of years. Maybe a couple if you build one for your friend or something. Okay. Alright. I think it's now time to mount our board. Really? Does it take the thick thread pitch bolts? It's pretty unusual. Ooh, what do you know? Okay. So be careful when you screw in your motherboard, because there's, depending on the case brand, there's 2 different thread pitch screws that you could use, and if you try and screw the thick ones into the smaller ones, you could end up with the actual the offsets that you screw into in the case getting stuck to the bolt. and then you've got to sort of pull the entire board out and kind of hold on to one end with pliers, and then the other end, you know, twist with your screwdriver as hard as you can. It's not fun. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay. So our board's mounted. Now we've got to deal with all of this. Oh, are you serious? Oh, okay. We actually have to remove this shroud. Oh. So that shroud has to come off. Okay, that's looking good. Serious? I don't know, man. I'm not really happy with that. I don't like the orientation. I don't like how I had to take out that panel. And I think I've thought of a better way of doing it. And I don't have to do that. But it will be a little bit of extra work. But that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these brackets behind the fans. It's going to give us a little bit of extra work. There we go. Okay, alright. Yeah, alright. Okay, now I'm happy with that. Alright, we're getting there. PSU time. Power supply unit. This is a very important part of the process. Okay. This big bag of cables. Need it. Need it. Need it. Okay, so we're only going to install the cables that we need. The rest of the cables we'll just leave in the bag. And our customer can install them at his discretion. The other cables, is, if you're wanting to know, it's just your starter hard drive cables for the power, and the Molex cables and floppy drive cable. Some people still use floppies, eh? On like old builds. Okay, so this is your 24 pin or your 20+4 pin. So just FYI, both of these cables here on this side needs to be plugged in. There's a 20 pin. Sorry. No. 4, 8, 12, 16. 17 pins and 10. Okay, so that's what we need to power our rig. Now it's got one of these brackets here that comes off. So you take that, and then you just screw your power supply in like this. Alrighty, so this here's your goodie bag. Alright, so we should be able to use this now as well. Seriously? I swear bolts just like disappear off my desk sometimes. Okay. So as you can see, just ran those cables just up and around the side there. You don't really need any zip ties. I always try to use as few zip ties as possible because it makes maintenance and upgrades and repairs a lot easier. Okay, there we go. USB-C. Hello.
Hi.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Shit day, eh?
No. People can get fucked.
People can get fucked.
Yeah. General public cunts.
General public are cunts. Yep.
Well, you work in a supermarket, so I can fucking treat you like fucking shit. I hope they choke on their fucking dinner. You are a small dog. What do you want? Hmm? Hi.
Okay. Alrighty. So that's all looking pretty good. I do like these clips here, makes it really easy to not use any cable ties. And all our cables are tucked away nice and neat there. Excellent. So yeah, I mean, you know, some people like to bloody make it like a work of art out the back here. I personally don't think that's a good use of anyone's time. Which way I'm going to route that last power cable for our graphics card, I haven't really decided yet. Let's have a look and see what the card looks like in the case. So your graphics cards normally come with a whole heap of plastic over them, and it is actually designed to remove. Some people don't like to remove plastic and stuff, but it even says, it's even got like a warning there saying remove before using. Oh God. There we go. Even plastic on the I/O. Well, not really the I/O, it's the O. Alrighty, so we're using slots 2 and 3 for this. It's not one of those bloody hefty triple slot cards or anything like that. Doesn't need to be. Pin protector off. Okay, and as for our last cable, there we go. Look at that. Clean as. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, let's see if I've put it together correctly. Will it turn on? Who knows? Let's remove this inner bit of plastic. I'll leave the outer bit on just for protection until the customer gets it. Couple of bolts in the back to just hold those panels in place. It didn't come with bolts in here, but has the option to put them in. Okay. Ooh, did I stuff up? Ooh, oh, what's he done? I think I know what's happened. There we go. If you're wondering what was wrong, the power connector header wasn't quite hooked up right. How come our rear fan's not spinning? Dealio there. Oh. There we go, that's better. Jesus, why is it showing so big? Just a sec, don't go anywhere. I'm just going to put the stream on hold. I'm not actually leaving. I just need to change something. Jesus, that's not looking very good, is it? Well, that's a bit shit, isn't it? Okay, well, I don't really want to do it when it's looking so shit. I think we might like wrap it up here. Anything in the... Someone goes, oh, if Tim had his shirt off doing this, would you still watch him? Oh, I don't think you want that.
Maybe they do, Tim.
I don't know if you want that. I'm just saying. Nah, all good. Yeah, that's probably where we'll leave it, because we've got a bit of a problem. I've reduced the resolution that I'm streaming at, but then the input from the pass through from the screen is coming up at 1080p, even though I'm at a lower resolution, which is causing it to appear really, really large, and when I try to make it small, the quality of the picture is horrible. So, but yes, other than that, like, I mean, everything's all good. We've posted. I'll be doing the software installation for it. I mean, it's an RTX 5080, so more or less know what that is like. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. I reckon it looks really, really nice. Building in this case, I would rank it really, really, really high. This would be, in terms of a few different things, I would probably rate this as a 9 out of 10 case. I rate this higher than a Lian Li D11 series case, for example. It just had a lot of really, really nice features. You could fit a full-size radiator up top. I would have just liked it if it was just a little bit bigger to accommodate a 360 up top, which is normally my go-to. Doesn't make a huge difference, but as a general rule, I sort of like to have the radiator expelling heat out the top, not expelling heat into the case. But because we've got really good airflow dynamics with those nice two 140mm fans up top, we're not going to have any issues with temperatures or anything like that in that configuration. But yeah, I'll probably just do the software installation offline. But then yeah, it looks like this PC will be all ready to go for Monday. So yeah, happy days. Someone's like, I sometimes watch Twitch TV at 160p. Oh no, we're not that bad. I dropped the res to 360p for this stream. I'd like to do 1080, but my internet's really shit where I live, So I usually do 720, and then if 720 doesn't work, 360. And then like 180 or 160. So the RAM cost how many kidneys? Yeah, okay. I don't know, because this customer bought his own parts. I'm just assembling it. So I went through his list of parts to make sure that everything was compatible and we were all good to go. But in terms of the actual pricing of this build, I couldn't tell you. I'd need to get the invoice off the customer to tell you, to be honest. But yeah, well look, let's get Windows installed here. Do you do a cheeky software tweak with Void Tools, everything and whatnot? A little beans and toast sprinkles? Typically not. I don't usually do too much to a customer's PC. I pretty much just set it up as per their specifications. So whether it's a gaming PC, an office PC, a productivity PC, and I'll just do the bare minimum. I don't like to sort of overclock or do any of that sort of stuff when I'm actually, you know, selling someone a PC, because I don't have endless time to spend like diagnosing problems with customers' PCs from a business perspective. I've just got to kind of, you know, ship it without too much tweaks or anything like that. I know it's a little bit boring, but that's kind of how it goes. Unfortunately, it's just when you do stuff like that, you're adding in an unstable element to the system. So yeah, that's the only reason why not. So you can request different things like that if you want. I'm happy to do it, but like I take no responsibility for like how stable the system is and all that kind of thing. Like if you do anything like that, it's at your own risk. Damon says he's got a 5070 on mine. Not bad, I'm liking it. I've got 32 gigs of RAM on it, so not bad. Yeah, 32 gigs is plenty, man. It's still absolute shitloads. It was shitloads 5 years ago. It's still shitloads now for most people. Video editing and stuff like that, yeah, you need some extra RAM for those applications, but yeah. I'm still using an 8700K with a 3080 and 16 gigabytes of RAM, thinking of updating the CPU mainly because I told everyone I got a 3080, then they said I need to update the CPU. Yeah, well, I mean, it depends what games you're playing, to be honest. If you're not playing very CPU heavy games, maybe your old 8700K is alright. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about all that, but yeah, like I said, I just install it as per the standard specifications, and yeah, that's all we do unless there's a specific request for something. And yeah, I know it sounds boring and stuff like that, but this is a business fundamentally. So like I've got to consider, you know, the time that I could potentially be troubleshooting problems for a customer. So as a general rule, you just keep everything fairly stock standard. Like I said, I know it's boring, but it's just how it goes. Alrighty, well, I think we're looking pretty good now. Yeah, let's get this Windows installed. Windows 10, sorry, Windows 11 Pro. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Windows 11, I mean, I can't even just install Windows 10 for people anymore because it's, hang on, what do we got here? Oh, yes. Oh, shit. Ew. I'm going to assume disk 0 is the drive that's in slot 1. Okay. So I've got two SSDs and they're the same capacity. I'm pretty sure the one that shows up as disk 0 will be the top NVMe slot. But, well, that's something that I need to check out once Windows is installed, and if I get it wrong, I'll have to do it again. Do I add a bit of cheeky Timmy wallpaper? Yeah, no, nothing like that. I mean, I know some companies do, but it's just like, it's so uncool to leave the frickin' business you bought the PC off, have their like logo and stuff on the back of your PC, you know. I don't even like, you know, MSI do it, like you install their stuff and if you don't unselect everything, they have like MSI wallpaper that comes up. And I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, but like, I just think that, you know, whenever I buy a PC, like the first thing I do is like change the background to whatever the hell I want. So yeah, like it's pretty into the Intel's a bit of a sad story though, right? $500 million on AI prompts. What company was this? Who did that? $500 million is not a small amount of money. Okay. Got our little goodie bag there. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, AI is like, it's like the dot-com bubble, right? You know, the dot-com bubble was, you know, if if you're my age or a little bit older, you'll definitely know all about the dot-com bubble. And basically, for anyone who's just not really fully versed, I'll give you a quick lowdown of it. In the early 2000s, the tech world exploded with the internet. And in particular in America, but also all around the world, there was a massive investment into internet infrastructure. Absolutely huge. Like back in the late 90s and early 2000s, they're laying fiber optic cables everywhere, all through North America. And there's no need for it back then. The internet wasn't that good, and the services offered on the internet didn't require that much bandwidth. But they kept building it and building it and building it and promising that the customers will come and we're all going to be rich and we're all going to make all this bloody money. And then what happened was the demand didn't meet what they were building, and then a whole heap of companies went broke. But then eventually, after like, you know, another 10, 20 years, eventually the infrastructure started to get used. But the thing is, with the fiber optics, that was proven technology that's been around. They've been playing around with fiber optics in the lab since the 70s, and they were building telephone systems based on fiber optics in the 80s. So like, this is a mature technology, whereas right now you have AI, which is basically what they call large language models. It's a software algorithm that indexes large amounts of data and can respond to prompts from a user. And that's all well and good, but this is not proven infrastructure. This is not like 100% set in stone as this is going to be the future. This is one attempt at AI, and there's a lot of people who are saying right now that what we have with large language models, it doesn't matter how many data centers they build, it doesn't matter how much compute they throw at it, these large language models are not going to just wake up and become sentient. They're not going to be solving, you know, medical fucking problems and discovering new physics and all the sort of shit that the AI companies, you know, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and all those guys always saying that, you know, it's going to be the most amazing thing ever, and you know, it's always just about to happen. It'll be happening next year. We'll get to what they call artificial general intelligence. That's the term they use, AGI. And apparently it's all going good. We just need to build a few more data centers. Just a couple more and it will just wake up and be sentient. Oh, the need now is novel data sets. They've already stolen everything they can and soaked up the info for free. Yeah, of course they've scraped every website on the internet at this point. And don't get me wrong, I like being able to ask a simple question to Google and get an AI answer. But that's for simple things, right? You know, that's for trivial things that you're just like, oh, hang on, who stars in that movie? And you're just like, is this person in this movie? And it will tell you really, really simple. Yeah, that's what I like AI for. Whenever I try to use AI to do something more complicated, if I try to give it a task in Excel or something like that, very very mixed results. You know, I'm not really super happy with it. You know, I had some financial data in a PDF and I just wanted the data from the PDF put into a spreadsheet. It wasn't hard. It was 3 columns of data with some names. Yeah, it's something that I could do myself in, you know, give me 15 minutes or so, I'll be able to just type most of it out myself. 20 minutes maybe. Put it into a spreadsheet myself, and you know, I was answering, I was, you know, giving it so much information and kept clarifying exactly what you want me to do, and it just couldn't work it out. It said, yep, I've got everything, I'm going to generate your file now, and it just wouldn't generate, and it's like, oh, we can't work out exactly what to do. And it's just like, this is the system that people think is going to be conscious soon. And yeah, it's, yeah, I'm not convinced. It's good at some things, and it's really shit at other things. It needs really clear instructions, and that's a big red flag, considering how much money all these people are saying it's going to earn, not learn. Alrighty, well, I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight. So, look, thanks everyone for tuning in. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. I haven't been live for a while, so yeah, I'm not sure when the next one will be, but there will definitely be a next time. So, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.